Hi, it's Martin W. Ball here, your Kangen water guy. Today talking about the Kangen 8 unit, the pH setting that you have the ability to increase the charge or lower the charge based on the mineral levels in your source water. So as you can see, when we press setting, we'll scroll down. The third down is pH setting, and you'll notice that it goes all the way up to 7 or all the way down to 1. Now when you receive your unit, it's usually in number 4. And that's the middle line, that's the central point. So you can adjust it up or down depending on what you want to do. Now, one of the things that is important to be aware of is knowing what your source water actually does. In another video, I explain whether your water is being ionized. Certainly worth watching that if you want to make sure your water is being ionized. But in this video, what I'm going to talk about is when you are getting 9.5 water, and you notice that it's actually creating like a slightly white film, that's because you've got a very high mineral content in your water. So what you can choose to do is lower the charge down, and that's going to reduce the actual buildup that creates in the water. Sometimes it happens a lot in the northern suburbs where I live in Perth, Western Australia. The northern suburbs have a lot of minerals in the water there, and it tends to build up. You'll notice it as well if you're showering and you get a white buildup in the shower on the screen, those kinds of things, in your kettle, mineral buildup. So we just lower the charge. If we increase the charge and we have high minerals, you're going to notice it even more. But if you only have low minerals, it's just going to help increase that, especially when you do the pH drops in the water. You're going to notice that it does make it, for instance, more purple on 9.5, or potentially, if you go down, slightly less. But it really does come down to the mineral content in your source water. That plays the biggest role throughout this part. So if you're unsure of where you are, just have it maybe in the middle. Good balance to be, but you're going to be able to tell when you pour the water into the glass and having a look at it from there. If you do happen to have it down on 1, and you're still getting a little bit of that white film that builds up on the water, then what I advise you do is when you go out of this setting and you go to your Kangen water, try lowering it down to Kangen water 9.0 and see what happens. Because what I've noticed when I was installing the units, especially when it was with the 501s that don't have the pH setting option, I was able then to just lower it to 9.0, and that actually got rid of it. It was just the charge was so intense for the amount of water, minerals in the water, that it created the white film. So just lowering it down does help. And it's still fine and good to be drinking 9.0 or even 8.5. It's still an antioxidant, it's still a charged water. However, it is important to be aware of, and that's why really, in another way, the KA is far better than the other units in the ability to adjust things and change things to suit the user's preference. So that's been a video all around the pH setting on your K8. Comment below in this video of what you received. If there's any other questions you've got, always look forward to reading the comments. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to educating you further. Bye for now. Enjoying my YouTube channel? Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell to receive further value.